For 24 years, Archie Comics has been the sole publisher of Sonic the Hedgehog comics in North America. That came to an end in 2017 when, at the time of San Diego Comic-Con, it was announced that Sega and Archie decided to part ways. It seemed like the end until it was announced days later that Sega's teamed up with IDW Publishing to produce a new Sonic comic series, which brings us to today. Greetings everyone, and welcome to my review of IDW's Sonic the Hedgehog issue 1. I don't know about you, but I'm excited to be reviewing new Sonic comics once again, on a regular basis. That being said, this comic series has a lot of hype surrounding it, with numerous previews, announcements of returning talent, and interviews about its direction. Will it live up to this hype? We'll see. Some things to note before I get started. First, if you're new to this channel, welcome, and I hope you enjoy what you see. Second, since the comic just came out, spoiler levels are at an all-time high. If you want to wait until you read the comic yourself, I recommend exiting this video now and coming back later to hear my thoughts on it. Although technically issue 1 spoilers have been out for a couple of weeks thanks to IDW having early copies at WonderCon. Still, better safe than sorry. Anyway, let's dive right in. The issue begins with a brief narration highlighting Sonic's many battles against Dr. Eggman, including the Egg Viper from Sonic Adventure, the Egg Emperor from Sonic Heroes, although technically that was Metal Sonic disguised as Eggman, but whatever, the Egg Dragoon from Sonic Unleashed, or Sonic Generations, or Sonic Forces, take your pick, and finally the Death Egg Robot. Not that one, the one from Sonic Forces. Right out of the gate, we've got game references, people. The narration goes on to explain that while Eggman vanished after the last battle, his robot army did not. Which brings us to Sonic heading towards a town to help out the locals against a robot attack. There are those in the town that are trying to fight the robots like the Hammer Guy here, but you can't hesitate against the likes of Egg Pawns. Don't worry, Hammer Guy, Sonic will show you how it's done. In addition to Egg Pawns, Sonic comes across the classic Motobugs and the Egg Hammers, 4 of them to be precise. While Sonic can easily evade these guys and joke about it in the process, defeating them is another story. Enter Tails. Now seriously, he just appears and carries Sonic to safety. Now that he's here, things begin to turn around as the two use various team-up attacks to defeat the Egg Hammers, including the Sonic 4 Episode 2 double spin attack and tossing each other at them like projectiles. The remaining badniks are retreating. That's good, right? Nope, our heroes are in a no prisoners mood today. That and they don't want those badniks terrorizing another town. Sonic deals with the last Egg Hammer and Tails closes the gate in front of the badniks and let physics do the rest. Tails notes this attack was more coordinated compared to what they've seen lately. With Eggman gone, these badniks were just wandering aimlessly until today. The presence of Egg Hammers adds to the speculation that someone is giving them orders again. Naturally, the number one suspect is Eggman. However, if he did return, there would be more fanfare. Whoever's responsible, the fact remains. Badniks are attacking people once again, and Sonic will smash every one of them. Tails is worried something may happen to Sonic, so Sonic invites him to come along just like the old days. Tails is excited until he sees the damaged town and decides, you know what, I'd rather help the locals rebuild this town. You can find the badniks faster by yourself. Besides, I'll just get in the way of the next returning character next issue. Sonic leaves, unaware that someone's watching him through a flapper badnik. The town attack was indeed a test for Sonic, and the mastermind plans to send a battalion to the next town in an attempt to get rid of not only Sonic, but Amy Rose of the Resistance. The issue had the task of establishing the tone and direction for this series. It's heavily implied that it takes place after the events of Sonic Forces. Whether it's a good thing or a bad thing is up to you. Or you could rewrite it in your head that it was a plot similar to Sonic Forces, so people who hate the game don't have to think about elements like, say, Tails being a wuss for a time. I'll get to Tails in this issue in a bit. The tone is what you expect for Sonic the Hedgehog. There's action mixed in with some humorous elements, like Sonic taking a moment to quietly say, "What's up?" at a couple of civilians before smashing more robots, and said civilians' reactions to it. I do like that there are ordinary people willing to take arms against the badniks, but sometimes a little help is appreciated. Speaking of help, Tails just appears to help Sonic. A nod to how he randomly pops up in the games if left behind, perhaps? Anywho, he's willing to fight with his buddy against the badniks to save the town while taking jabs here and there. I mean, look at this. Tails' expression to Sonic's hurry up line is the best. It says, "Hey, it's not like I'm racing against you for a Chaos Emerald, or I need to stop a whale from flinging you off or something. It's just easily destructible robots this time." Despite this, we are reminded that these two are best friends. Tails is worried something may happen to Sonic, and Sonic invites Tails to join him. Tails is worrying for Sonic may be a callback to when Sonic was captured for a time in the Sonic Forces game, and Tails misses him. Whether or not this version of Tails became a weenie for a bit is never elaborated on, but the fact that Tails would rather help these people rebuild than travel with Sonic to me implies he's braver than the Tails and Sonic forces. There is a mystery going on that will continue throughout the next few books. Who is the mastermind behind the Badnik attacks? The obvious answer should be Eggman, but look closely at the word bubbles. They have a purple outline as opposed to a normal black one. Either Eggman became calm and collected due to him drinking grape juice earlier that morning, or someone else is calling the shots. So who could it be? Metal Sonic, Infinite, Orbon Cubot, some new random character? We'll have to see. As I've said in my intro section, we have returning talent, specifically from the Archie Sonic comics, most notably writer Ian Flynn, artist Tracy Yardley, and colorist Matt Herms. In a way, it makes sense. The first two were responsible for bringing the fun back into the Archie Sonic comics in issue 160 after a dark and dull period, and while Herms joined in later, his coloring helped elevate those books further. Normally, this is the part where I'd give my numerical score, but since this is a new book with a new continuity, I'm not going to do that for the IDW series. Instead, I'll just give my final thoughts. IDW Sonic Issue 1 is great for Sonic fans who want to start reading the comics without the baggage of the Archie Sonic comics, fans of the Archie Sonic comics that are happy to see, well, Sonic comics again, or the casual gamer in general. Now, there will be some that won't give the book a chance for a number of reasons, and since this is the Sonic fan base, those reasons can vary. But for many, myself included, it's great to see Sonic in comic form again. This is helped by having people who've worked for years on Sonic comic related stories. I do recommend picking this up, either physically or digitally. Next time, we have Sonic traveling to another town to stop badniks with Amy's help, which will come out soon because, if you haven't heard, every Wednesday in April, IDW will release a new issue of Sonic. I'm letting you know right now. While I do plan to pick up issue 2 on the 11th, the review may take a while due to personal reasons I cannot get into, but I will try to get it out before issue 3's release on the 18th. Until the next review, have a good day and be safe. While it would be easier to take care of the egg hammers with Knuckles present, I don't think people want to mishear his battle cry of "Shift Rock, huh?" as something dirty. We have to think about the kids, you know.